Hey guys, it is Mark Coe for the 26th of February. Just want to take a look at a couple developments throughout the day, and again, the focus really being in what I've the theme I've been running with this year is how do we turn this business into a potential six-figure-a-year business, right? It's all scalable, and once you create the process that works for you, it's easy to scale it up, but for a lot of people, it's getting started. So what I concentrate on is finding levels, finding zones, understanding where you want to deal. Let's use euro today, euro dollar as an example. And I want to walk through a few different things. It's real easy, I think, for people to get kind of lost in the shuffle and really concentrate on short-term time frames, and I get it. But if you think about what the goal is, let's say $100,000 P&L throughout the year, right? Breaking that down, roughly 2 grand a week. It doesn't sound insurmountable, but there are a lot of things that have to go well, and understand it's not going to be that easy. You're not going to just average 2 grand a week, 50 weeks of the year, and that's the end of it. You're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. But in trading, what you have to think about is how do I put myself in a position to win? How do I put myself in that position to be profitable? Well, let's look at euro dollar for an example today and just think about what we had. So I'll tell you what we had in the room and what we were working. So euro dollar, as we walk in, has formed this little resistance from last, I think it was Wednesday, the 20th, right? It just gets this little kind of 1370 edge. And this 1370 edge has served as some very short-term resistance. And again, looking left, I always think it's important to understand what is at a level. Is it a brand new? Is it creating the first time touch at this spot? And as you see, we had some breakdown on the 6th of February into the 7th. You get some further challenge up here on the 20th. Right? So that's what you're working against. You're working against some shorter term resistance. But again, it's resistance nonetheless. So think about it from the time it first shows itself as its resistance level, what the reactions become. So this is Thursday the 21st. Well, it reacts from 1370s down to 1320. So it's all of 50 points, right? It's a 50-point down move. This whole up move starts on the 15th of February at 1230s and it trades up to 1370s. 135 points higher and then 50 points lower. Next challenge, right to the exact same spot. So watch how this level pays money by shorting it at this level, right? Exact same spot. This is the next day, 1360s. Trades back down to 1315. So it paid you 50 ticks for that area, 50 ticks. Comes back up again today. We are actually looking at our count system as sell bias. So we are sell side into this level. Thing was, it only required about a 10-point stop, which eventually it does stop out, right? It does stop out. But the good part is that before it ever stops out, it pays you. So the level itself still is profitable. Now let's think about it from this standpoint. This is all very short-term stuff. Bigger picture, what has the bigger picture thought process been? Bigger picture thought process has continued to be the one that says I want to be a dip buyer in euro. Right? This is bigger picture. This is a weekly chart. It's long count on a weekly chart. It's holding this bottom edge and rotating higher. So what you have to think about is from a short-term standpoint, who just won the battle today? Right? The shorter term didn't win it today. The bigger picture continues to press that upside. So when you're walking through these charts, when you're walking through your work and looking at multiple time frames, what you have to understand is that there may be a short-term sell signal. But in the bigger picture scheme of it, are you near a bottom edge or are you near a top edge? So I know myself, the way I like to concentrate, I like to prefer buy side near bottom edge, sell side near top edge. Now here's a 30-minute. Now this is what we use in the room. So this is the 30-minute signals in the room. So the same level that I was telling you guys that the 4-hour, again, a little more of a medium term level. This is 30 minutes. All 30 minutes is doing is saying buy, buy, pulls back, again, right to a level, buy, buy, and then it finally gets through. At this stage of the game, the 4 hours off the sell side, it's not there anymore. And the 30-minute captures the move. So if you think about it from the standpoint of trying to establish a P&L goal for the week, what does it take to find that P&L? What markets does it take? What type of moves? And so there's a lot that goes into it in terms of really trying to diagnose your approach. But the thing is, that euro level, that 1370 level, it's already paid to the point where you can't have a loss with it. The thing is now it's through that level. That level's off the board. You're looking for higher euro now. Again, much more in line with the bigger picture. So I like to show it across multiple time frames and understand that there's something for everybody, but it's more about the approach you find that says, well, how do I decide where to trade? That's always the big question I get from people. How do I decide where to trade? And at the end of the day, when somebody's saying, well, I'm gonna take 1370 as a short trade, let's just see where you're selling against. I mean, this is what you're selling against. Top edge, big picture, top edge, big picture, bottom edge. This is where you're a seller. So the question is, are you a seller near the bottom or a seller at the top? I'd much rather be a buyer at the bottom. And so as you take that mentality down, time frame to time frame to time frame, all you're doing is dialing it in at edges and understanding my preference has been for months. It's something I say in every Sunday session. It's been for months to be a buyer at bottom edges, right? And it remains so. Bottom edges. These are much less stressful trades. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good week. Keep at it. Keep up the good work, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.